All right, I'm not going to do this intro for every single chapter every time because you guys would get so sick of it. But just to remind you, I'm going to read the chapters for you, basically word for word. If I see something that I want to add in my own 2 cents to something, I'm going to, go off the rip and just, say what I'm thinking so that you guys get that side of things too. But I'm going to basically read for word, so you can listen to these audio slash videos instead of reading it. But I would highly recommend you probably do both. I think we internalize things better if our attention is focused on reading. Sometimes if we're listening and we're out for a walk or whatever, it's awesome. But sometimes we get caught up thinking about our own personal life and stuff. It's much harder to get caught up in thought if you're truly sitting down and reading. So I would recommend you do both, but this is a really good way if you're like too busy to have to sit down and read, or if you're like, I can focus on just driving or whatever, and I want to listen to something or watch something, whatever. You guys are welcome to do that too. Some people learn better from video and audio. Some people learn better from reading. So I'm not going to hit you with this every single time, but that's why I'm doing these. So feel free to do either one. They're both going to cover the exact same stuff. So yeah. One other quick note, I don't remember if I went over this in my start here video, but you can click these check boxes and it'll show you off to the side how much of the course you have done. Really nice for keeping track of what you've finished so far, and just giving you a nice little progress bar to make sure you feel like you can see your progress in real time. It's kind of like playing a video game, like where you're able to see the bar loading over time. So make sure you're clicking those as you finish them, and so that you can keep track of your progress. So anyways, into chapter one. Chapter one, what do I want? What would you say if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dream physique is a detox diet or juice cleanse? Or if I mentioned that the real way to hack weight loss for good is to put butter in your coffee each morning? Or if I told you that sugar was actually poison and it is specifically what's making you fat? It would really simplify things, wouldn't it? It would make things easier to pick one thing. It would make it easier to pick one thing to focus on and commit to. But I'm not here to oversimplify weight loss, only to sell you my juice cleanse or MCT oil or yell at big, fill in whatever large corporation you're mad at here. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about making money too, but I sleep better at night knowing I'm selling people the bitter truth rather than a short-term fix that most people can't sustain. You deserve better than the oversimplification of what weight loss entails. I'll do my best to simplify complex topics in a way that makes it digestible and actionable for you, but I'm not going to avoid discussing real challenges of eating and adhering to a diet in a way that allows you to lose weight. Things like how to stay on track while dining out or traveling, finding a group and or a coach to keep you accountable, using AI to accelerate and hone in your weight loss and stat tracking, improving your sleep to increase your health, how tracking your intake can help give you control back over your dietary choices. None of those items are as simple or flashy as a juice cleanse, but they are holistic and they're a no BS approach that actually works. We will tackle how to get traction to get you moving in the right direction, how to adjust habits to serve your goals, how to overcome inevitable plateaus that affect everybody. Everybody gets plateaus. How to minimize the effort needed to track food and record useful insights, and how to interpret your own actions and progress to decide next steps for you, and so much more. If you have ever had to take some bitter medicine in order to cure yourself of some ailment or illness, this is very much the same. This is the no BS approach you've been looking for that really works. I've already made it clear that it will sound far less exciting than the next fad diet to come through the diet landscape. But if you bear with me, you will find that this truly takes into account who you are, what you want, and how to get you there. It's the methodical approach to diet success that doesn't sell worth a shiz because it's not as fun as other quick fixes. But if you're tired of hopping from diet to diet, tired of losing some weight and rebounding, tired of feeling uncomfortable in your clothes, tired of feeling embarrassed in the bathroom mirror, tired of feeling anxious and alone on your journey, this is the course that will provide you all the tools you need to illuminate the dark and scary diet landscape once and for all. If you are reading this, then you are already more than capable of following through with the action steps we will cover in this book slash course, whatever you want to call it. It is not meant to be read once and fix all of your problems. It will need to be read a few times while taking action on the steps outlined in each module to internalize and implement the behavior and environmental changes that will reshape your ability to win, lose weight, and keep it off for good. My goal in writing this for you is to urge you to take weight loss into your own hands for once. Track your own data and make your own habits and routines that really work for you. While you are reading this, if it sounds like it will take some time, work, and dedication, that's good. Every good thing that anyone has ever done has taken work and dedication, and the way that I see it, the next 10 years of your life are going to go by whether you focus and stay consistent or not. You can spend the next 10 years continuing to spiral out of control, feeling depressed, not liking how you look, binge eating, and trying fad diets only to go off the rails once again. Or you can spend a few weeks and months finally dialing in a real system based on your own data, and then carry that new knowledge with you to make the most dramatic changes you can ever imagine. So here's a roadmap that I drew up of what the successful people going forward will do. And if you want to be unsuccessful, make sure you avoid these. So the success roadmap: complete the activities listed in each module. There's either one or two, usually never more than two. Engage and ask questions in Stoic Training Systems, school community, when you inevitably have questions or feel stuck. Take notes while you read/watch the materials. Writing can help you solidify learning and memory. So write things down, scribble, draw pictures, whatever helps you. Something's going to spur into your brain whenever you're reading these chapters of like, oh, I tried that. I just remembered I really want to do this with my life, whatever. Write that stuff down. It's important, and it's a good indicator that you are thinking and engaging with the content. Treat this like a real course. You must be engaged and active for anything good to come of it. When topics are discussed where you feel you normally get stuck, notate them or write them down, make a note, star it, whatever, so you can start an outline where your normal boundaries and obstacles have been up to this point. Frame this course and the activities as practice. This is not a read one time and be skinny course. The information and activities included are what will help you practice for the real diet landscape. By diet landscape, I just mean your real life, the real things you're going to encounter. You know, everybody's life is a little different. The people who push food on them for everyone is a little different. The scenarios that they have struggles with are a little different. So the key thing is to learn the principles, and then you applying them to your real life is where it will really come in handy. So that's where the framing this course as a, read it and then come back to it type of thing when you're starting to struggle and you're like, oh, I remember reading about that and now I see why it was important, will help you a lot. So make sure you're more prepared every time you get a fork in your hand. You wouldn't expect to take the driver's education course at 14 and be the best driver the second you grab the steering wheel. You must combine learning the rules of the road with hands-on practice to become the best driver you can be. Be ready to feel uncomfortable. It's a big one. If you are not currently where you want to be physically or even psychologically, as it pertains to food, you must change your behaviors and environment to get where you want to go. Change feels uncomfortable at first. You will acclimate and you will get used to it with time, and then it will feel good and become normal. You can do this, and you must be willing to get uncomfortable to try new things. So here's why we start with clarity, and why clarity comes first. Because before you start tracking calories or stepping into the gym, you need to get a clear reason why you're doing this. Clarity is the first step because it gives you a target. Without it, every other action risks being random, inconsistent, and unsustainable. When you define your outcome, that's why this clarity exercise is important for you to do, because if I tell you what you want, or if you just listen to enough things on Instagram, you're going to start wanting what other people want or what they tell you should want. You need to reduce the amount of noise you're listening to and figure out what you actually want. It might take a couple times of peeling the layers of the onion back to figure out what you actually want, because you're probably not very good at listening to yourself and what you actually want. It's probably been a long time since you listened to yourself. If it hasn't, then this will be easy. But if it has, you may need to go through this a few times. So when you define your outcome, how much weight you want to lose, by when, and why it matters, you will create basically a roadmap. And the roadmap does three things. It aligns your behavior with your dream outcomes. So clarity of desire creates aligned action, meaning your actions are congruent or parallel or in line with where you're trying to go. And so they feel more right because they're actually taking you on a path to where you're trying to go. Even if they suck and are hard to do, they will at least feel right. They'll feel like the right thing to do. So every choice becomes a little easier when you know what goal it's serving. It keeps you consistent long term. So motivation will inevitably fade. If you're feeling good about this, that good feeling will probably go away at some point, and you're going to be relying on your habits and how clear or not clear you are on where you're trying to go. So you need to be able to reflect on your why you're doing this. And that's extremely important. And it raises the stakes a little bit. So by listing what happens if you don't actually make the change, you'll create some accountability for yourself, and you'll see that in the activity. But So by imagining the good feelings you'll get of achieving your goal, you'll create a pull towards the goal. And by imagining the negative things that will happen if you don't make that change, you will get a push away from where you currently are. And that pull and push together can get your ass moving and get you broken out of the inertia, the weight of what, complacent spot you've been sitting in for a while. So clarity isn't a one-time event. As you practice the skills of this course and you learn more about yourself, you'll benefit from revisiting this exercise multiple times. Each round helps you refine your true desire and bring your actions more in line with where you want to go, who you want to become, and what is required to get there. This is not a throwaway step. The clarity you set here will shape every food choice, every training session, and every decision about time and comfort. So let's map out your why, your what, and the trade-offs you're willing to make. So I will see you guys in activity 1, alignment.